Ever since the resurgence of the Scott Pilgrim series, I've always had that itch on wanting to go back and express my love and support for it. I never really knew about Scott Pilgrim up until I saw the movie, and I remember loving it. I rewatched the movie so many times, it felt like I was constantly knowing others about it. But not only that, but it also led me into reading the graphic novels from start to finish. God, I remember going to a Barnes & Noble and just getting one or two volumes like once or twice a week, and I just read the shit out of them. I still have all the original copies too, by the way, and also the first volume in color, but that's about it. But we all know why we're here. We're here to talk about the Scott Pilgrim video game. A game that everyone thought we were never going to see ever again, thanks to Ubisoft removing the game from digital storefronts back years ago, until just recently bringing the game back last year with the Scott Pilgrim Complete Edition, a re-release of the original Scott Pilgrim game that came out around the same time as the movie. Funny enough, I used to play this game a whole lot back when it came out for 360, which unfortunately I don't have anymore since I deleted it for hardware space. But thankfully, with the re-release for all current consoles and PC, longtime players like myself were finally able to replay this game again, while people who never played the original before can finally get to for the first time in their life. I got the game for both PC and Switch. In fact, I actually got a physical copy for the Switch thanks to Limited Run Games, who were manufacturing physical copies of the game since it launched last year. But the footage you're seeing is from entirely the PC release of the game, which I would be grateful for if it wasn't on the Epic Games Store. But hey, I also got the Saints Row reboot on there too, so I guess I shouldn't complain to begin with. Anyways, the Scott Pilgrim game. If you at least know the main story of the books or the movie, then you already know what the game's about. But for those of you who don't know what Scott the Pilgrim is, let me explain. Scott Pilgrim is a 23-year-old Canadian living in a wonderful city going by the name of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He is a bassist of a garage punk band called the Sex Bombs and falls in love with Knives Chow, who he proceeds to date. However, he also notices this American Amazon delivery girl named Ramona Flowers, who he would then proceed to break up with Knives and date Ramona instead. However, in order to date Ramona, Scott would have to defeat her 7 evil ex-boyfriends. And from there on out, that's the plot of the game. Scott has to fight Ramona's exes and to continue to date Ramona. It's a straightforward plot, really, but like I said, if you read the books or seen the movie, then you already know what the gist of the game is about. I mean, after all, it is a licensed game after all. Besides that though, the game itself is pretty fun. It's a 2D brawler in the style of River City Ransom, where players can pick up to 4 characters, 6 if they got the complete edition: Scott, Kim, Steven, Ramona, Knives, and Wallace. And from there on out, you beat the ever-living snot out of people from point A to point B, up until you get to the final boss being one of Ramona's evil exes. Along the way, you can also be able to pick up items and use them as weapons to beat up the baddies, and once they're down for the count, they leave coins around the floor for you to pick up and buy items with. I will say this right now, Scott Pilgrim the game is very grindy. There will be times where you do have to replay some levels to get some cash and power-ups for your character's stats, ranging from their strength, defense, speed, and special abilities. And the more enemies you beat, you level up and get some new abilities. However, no matter who you play as, they all unlock the same moves, like a double jump, a low attack, a dodge roll, the whole gist of it. It's straightforward and fun, if not a bit repetitive. Also, I do feel like there are way more enemies in this game than there should be. It's understandable when you're playing with multiple people, but by yourself, you're just getting attacked by so many baddies that it all tends to get overwhelming at times. I mean, yeah, it makes the game more challenging, sure. It is a tough game, but it still tends to get claustrophobic for my liking. But obviously, we gotta talk about the soundtrack, composed by New York's own Anamanaguchi. And if you haven't heard of them, oh man, let me tell you, you're missing out. The perfect way I could describe them is chiptune, a music genre that consists of 8-bit music that uses vintage machines, computers, and even video game consoles. They did a fantastic job on the soundtrack, completely capturing the tone of the game. My favorite has got to be the first level theme, Another Winter, Party Stronger, the Halloween party level, Rock Club, where you're at the Clash at Demon Head concert, and even Todd Ingram's boss fight as well. The soundtrack in this game is fantastic from start to finish, and I never got tired of listening to the soundtrack. Besides that though, there really isn't much else to talk about this game. It'll take you a couple of hours for you to beat it, but even then you'll be replaying this game, trying out different characters, and just replaying the game again with your favorites. There's a ton of different modes and even online, so you can beat people up with a friend. Scott Pilgrim the game, while not a masterpiece in how I remembered it being, replaying this game again after 11 years felt refreshing, especially since it's been gone for such a long time that we never thought we would see it again. So go play the game right now. Hurry, because we don't know when the game will get taken down again. Please don't make the game down again, Ubisoft, we beg of you. Thanks for watching some dumb 26-year-old's opinion on a video game. If you've enjoyed it, then feel free to watch some of my other videos about it as well. I'm currently doing a retrospective on the Saints Row series. In fact, I'm about to be doing Saints Row 4 next for that retrospective because we're almost done with it. Got to be able to wrap that up in time for the Saints Row reboot, so, you know, there is that. But, you know, again, thanks for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you love it, check out my other videos. If you really want to, that's fine. If you don't, again, that's fine as well. It really doesn't affect me all that much. But regardless, thanks for watching and have yourselves a great day.